Hi there. Got a lot of records to show. That's one pile. This is another pile. That pile I'll do in another video. It's just way too much records to show. Because I also want to mention something. I reached 800 subscribers. So, thank you. Thank you. I don't know from the top of my head, but it must be about 8 years ago that I started making videos. This thing wasn't called the vinyl community yet. You had like a handful of people doing videos, and they inspired me to do it as well, and I've been doing it ever since, with small exception of almost a year that I didn't do videos. Yeah, 800, that's a lot. It's a lot in my opinion. I see people that have thousands and thousands of subscribers, but I got 800 wonderful subscribers. And who knows, maybe in the future there'll be more wonderful subscribers, but it's not the reason why I do this. I want to just share the music with you and my friends, because that's what you guys and gals are. I will be doing a contest. I don't know when. I know what I'm going to ask, but I don't know when I'm going to do it. Probably this year. I think so. And I'll send records out, or at least I'll think of a nice price, and I'll think of a good contest. So, yeah. Milestone. I'm not gonna name names, but I think the ones who were part of the early days before it was called the vinyl community, you guys know who were making videos and who wasn't. Records. I got a bunch of records. Some interesting ones, some really cool ones, some new ones, some old ones, and just a diverse bunch of records. First two are from thrift store in my town. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. They're both jazz, and they're both not really my cup of tea, but I do need to listen to them carefully. The first one is this. This is Stefan Grappelli with Uptown Dance. Came out in 1978. It's on CBS. It features Jimmy Rolls, Ron Carter, Grady Tate, Jay Berliner, Anthony Jackson, Steve Gadd. There's a little bit of a funky vibe to it, but mostly it's just jazz. And as you can see, Stefan Grappelli plays the violin. So that's something I must listen. Jazz violin. This was a really cool find. This is Sam the Man Taylor and his orchestra with an album called Kimi Koso Vaga Inochi / Bluesy Sam Taylor. It's a single album, and as you can see here, it's a Japanese record. It only came out in Japan. It is on Polydor, and it has a wonderful booklet inside, which I cannot read because it's in Japanese. It features some cool pictures, smoking ladies. I think this is the San Francisco skyline. I don't know why that is in a Japanese record. And you got some more pictures here and some more Japanese text. Picked it up because it's a Japanese record, and I wanted to see what it is. I've quickly sampled it. It's pretty easy listening. So I don't know if it's any good, but who cares? I picked up one album online. I don't know what I paid for it, but it was a good price. This is Groove Holmes, Richard Groove Holmes with Hunka Funk. This is a compilation. As you can see, Richard plays the Hammond organ. Double album, gatefold. It's on great label Groove Merchant. It's upside down, but who cares? And what you get here is a mix of just pure jazz and jazz funk. The jazz funk tracks are amazing. The other tracks are just really cool. It's mostly normal jazz instead of jazz funk, but there's some jazz funk stuff on here. So Groove Holmes, pick that up online. Then that is last Saturday, I went to Amsterdam, and not because of the Amsterdam Dance event, because that was held as well. I went basically to pick up a new record that I had pre-ordered, and at the same record store I picked up some other releases as well. 2 secondhand releases. This is Feel No Fret by the Average White Band. They're I believe Scottish or Welsh, I think Scottish funk band, and this is from 1979. Comes with the original inner sleeve. It's good, but it's not that great. Early stuff is a lot better. It's a lot more funky, but it's a decent album, and I was glad to pick that up. A record I have not listened to yet, not even sampled. This is the Barkays with Do You See What I See, which is on Stax. 1972. This, I believe, is the German pressing. I love the artwork. So, and I love the Barkays, so it should be interesting. Picked up one new release that wasn't a pre-order. I saw it and the price was decent, and it's the only official re-release. This is Skull Snap's self-titled album. Originally came out in 1970 something. 73 originally. This is the Mr. Bongo re-release from this year. A funk classic. I love the artwork. Originals of this, I'm not gonna hold my breath and try to pick up an original copy. So I have to do a reissue, which is a lot cheaper. So still need to listen to this as well. I need to listen to a lot of records actually. And the reason why I went to Amsterdam is this release. This is Styx and ART, Verloren Waanzin, Lost Insanity. That's what it translates to. It's also the Lost Tapes. Styx and ART, they did an album years ago. And I don't know the title of that album, but it was highly regarded as one of the greater Dutch hip-hop records of the day. And they had some unreleased tracks that they've decided to, release onto the world. And that's this record. And Styx is one of my favorite Dutch MCs. ART is a great producer. Put them together and you get an album that's interesting. That's really, really cool if you like Dutch hip-hop. If you like hip-hop, period. So that's Styx and ART. Okay. Not far from the store that I went to is a tiny little thrift store. They apparently get their records from the UK, meaning they have to charge more money. And I went through it and picked the cheapest ones that I could find and the ones that were of interest to me. So I'm going to show those. This is George Benson's Body Talk on CTI. I love CTI. This is, I don't know which release this is. It's kind of a weird release. It doesn't get mentioned anywhere on Discogs. It's not a gatefold. I don't know what country this is from. I know it's George Benson. I like George Benson, so that was a good find. This was also a decent find. Paul Desmond with Skylark, also on CTI. This is original US pressing, and it has the original CTI inner sleeve. There we are. This is a gatefold. That's Paul Desmond. And you get Gabor Szabo, Gene Bertoncini, Ron Carter, Jack DeJohnette, Bob Jones, and Ralph McDonald. With name like Bob James, you think it's going to be funky. It's not. It's pretty standard jazz, but not a record you see that often, especially not at a thrift store. Also picked up Rolls Royce 2 in full bloom. I really like Rolls Royce, and actually the Norman Whitfield Productions. This is on his label. It's easier to show it like that. Whitfield Records. This is UK pressing. So that's a good find. This was a nice find. I still need to listen to it. Sylvie Vartan. I believe this is her self-titled album, but I could be wrong. This is an album from 1968. Sylvie Vartan was a French pop singer, and this being 68, it could be kind of interesting. So let's see what it is. I don't precisely know who wrote what, and if there's any names that are of interest. Could be. And the last record I got, this is Tower of Power, Back on the Streets, from '79, original inner sleeve. You don't find Tower of Power that easy at a thrift store, so I had to pick that up. And that's it. Like I said, I will be doing a contest, but that's in the future. Hopefully this year, maybe in a month time, and then have the competition run for a month, and then early 2019 I'll be announcing it. Probably. I think so. But for now, thank you all for subscribing and being friends and watching and liking and even disliking. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.